So, hello everyone. Here I am making this video because I can't. I don't know. Um, so I may have lied on the thumbnail. I don't really know what I'm gonna be making, but this is not entirely a year. This is a 3-year sketchbook, but I am only gonna review half of it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to upload it, and you'll see why in just a minute. But I have this part. This took me around like 2 years to make, but I have this part, and to show everyone that I'm not, because like if someone comes, opens up my sketchbook, I have this here to make them think, oh, he's not bad, because I mean, if you look through this first page, oof, it gets bad, man. But yeah, this took me around like, I think I made this like 2 years and a half into my art journey. So kind of a how do I say it, like clickbait, but gotta get the views. So I have this. I'll show you these first 2 pages. Show you where I'm at. That I did get good, but anyways, let's get on to main part of the video, which is to show what it really is like to start from a fresh start. Because I mean, you've seen all those other videos before. I feel like they kind of get really good. I don't know, I feel like when you feel like it is, it's just, I don't think I ever get that glow up that fast. Like you've seen PewDiePie, he gets really good really fast. I don't know. To be fair, I didn't really draw every day, so this is more accurate representation. So I'll start. I remember, wow, this is from like Draw Like a Sir. I was like, man, I really want to learn this drawing stuff. So I went, searched up how to draw, and then I made this. And if you look, can't really tell, can't really notice, but I used to draw like a bunch of lines and circles. Cause I saw like a random video saying, "Oh, it'll help you." Yeah, that was a lie. Don't do that. I mean, it can, but if you don't know what you're doing, it's not really gonna do much for you. But yikes! So I ended up having to cut out a lot of stuff because it was just lines and circles. Very boring to look at. But anyways, we have these circles and heads. They're like, draw a perfect circle and then put the guidelines on. So here I was, I guess acting like a fool. I don't know, man. Like, I don't really like any of these, but kind of cool to look at. It's like my first day. So I was like, gotta grind the first day, grind big head over here. This one's like trying to draw hair. I've never drawn hair before. Like spaghetti, noodle hair, bro. Like, there's no way. We get into day one. Oh, Jesus, this is falling apart. We get into day one. Best start. I thought this would be the best start, day one. And so did I also thought this would be the best, but, I was really proud when I made this. This looks really good, but if we go on the back side here, this is where I would consider my day. I remember spending like hours, erasing, getting like the perfect details right. And, I guess it looks good. I was really proud of this. I was like, wow, first day and I made this. Oh my God, imagine how good I'll be after a week. It's safe to say I wasn't that good. I started doing these eyes from, actually, I don't know where I have these random awful heads. It's pretty awful. I don't know why, but I was pretty obsessed with the eyes because you look here, when I first made this, she kind of looked insane because I didn't put like, I don't know. I just didn't know how to make eyes. And yeah, she kind of looked insane. So I I practiced a lot of these eyes in just one direction. So if I were to draw the other side of the eye, it looked completely off. It was crazy. This is actually, I was trying to do those life drawings, and it's a drawing of my fan. And then a bunch of pasted heads, random heads that I've been, I don't know, studying, I guess. I'm not very proud of them. Hair, and now we get to the real part of the sketchbook, which is where I actually started making drawings. These are all copy drawings, but you know, I accidentally spilled like some soda on my sketchbook, unfortunately. This is actually not really a sketchbook. It's just an amalgamation of multiple notebooks because, you know, I didn't really feel like I was good enough. I felt so bad about my art that I didn't even feel like touching the sketchbook paper. Not that I had one, but like once I got one for like an art class I was doing, I was like, bro, I can't waste this. This is awful, man. Like I mean, no, these weren't that bad, but like, you know, yeah, you'll get to see. Like, I made like I made Hu Tao. I don't know. It was pretty. Wow, I moved the camera. I messed it up. Hu Tao. I have no idea who these characters are, but you know, the classic perspective road. You know, everyone has to do that. I made Hu Tao, like I said. This was like some hair studies. They're like, if you want to learn how to draw hair, just draw a bunch of ribbons. That didn't really work well because I don't know what this is. It just looks like noodles. I have this. If you look at the eyes, they're all really simple. If I were to draw the pupil, like I'm telling you, they would look insane. But I'm pretty proud of some of these, even if the whole sketchbook paper is messed up. I don't know. Wow, I forgot how bad I was at making the face. Wow, this one's really cute. Can't lie. And now we get to, you know, the bad drawings. You know, because like I spend surprisingly like 20 minutes on these. Like these are like all copy drawings. As you can see, like her chin was all the way down here. Then we get here my infamous bird towel. I remember I first showed this to a friend and he's like, what is that? Is that a bird? I mean, look at how stupid she looks. That's what I'm saying when you see other artists posting their sketchbook tours. They have like this massive glow up. I don't know, man. I was like struggling, like put the X. I don't want to throw away my bad drawings, but this was pretty bad, bro. I mean, pretty depressed after making this. You know, it doesn't even get better. I had this, I was doing copy drawings from this YouTuber I was watching. His name was like Art Senpai, I think. He said, how to draw a body, or reviewing someone's work. And I tried drawing a body, but I have like her legs just dislocated. Her legs are supposed to be like right here, but there's like an extra torso somehow. I think this was Tatsumaki from One Punch Man, so that didn't turn up so well. But now this turned out pretty well. I mean, as you can see, I do have the face mask covering everything. Actually, you know what? In my opinion, this wasn't that well, but you know, it's a step up. But much better than these. I mean, as you can see, I have like, wow, I have like her head up here, and then her torso is like down here. So wasn't really that good, but you know, kind of like this. I don't know. I have whatever this is as well. I don't really like how empty these pages are. But you know, I have more poses here. I was pretty proud of this one as well, like, you know. But okay, now we get on to an anime from, I believe, Bastard Mage. I was pretty obsessed since I was watching it. Well, rewatching it. I've rewatched this anime like 5 times. Still can't remember what happens to it. Oh yeah, this one I think was from Skeleton Knight. She was pretty thick, so I was like, ooh, let's make her. You know, not gonna lie, this didn't turn out so bad. Because like you can barely see her face, but her body, you know, looks. If you ignore the fact that her arm and legs are missing, it looks pretty good. I don't know what this is. I forgot about it, but it's there. Now, I did not draw this. This was my little brother. He tends to draw, you know, he sees me draws like these awful, because I show these drawings to my friends. You know, at the time I thought these looked good. I feel bad for showing them. They're like, oh, it looks good, it looks good. Nah, they don't mean that. It was I showed my brother a lot of my drawings, so he started drawing as well and made this an entity vote. Yeah, I have another pose here, but let's move on. Okay, now we have, you know, Comey. Let me take a little water break. Okay, we have Comey-san here. I think this is my best drawing on this page. We have Esdeath. And let me tell you, shit does not look anything like the Esdeath. I remember trying to draw the chair and everything. It just didn't turn out so well. You know, I thought, how this doesn't look that good, to be honest. And then I have another Esdeath here. Wow, so I repeated the drawing, you know, and it got worse. As you can see, I was getting worse. We have Sans here. He's super easy to draw. If you start drawing, bro, like, draw Sans, he's easy. I was kind of into Undertale. Oh, I have this character that you'll see a lot. She's from a manga, and you know, I really like drawing her. So let's move on. Let's see. Wow, I have like these pages are all messed up, man. Let me check if the video looks good. Yeah. I have this thing from my friend. He asked me to draw. I think this is a Genshin character, Genshin Impact, or I really don't know where this is from, but it turned out really well. That's what I can tell you. Compared to whatever this is, I mean, look at her chin. We have some more of the same character from the manga that I've been telling you. I've been pretty obsessed with her. You know, but I've always had that problem with making the head. The chin just turns out too big, and then you look at her arms. Like I remember someone said, use basic shapes, and I don't know. Oh God, I think this is from Higurashi. Like, Jesus. I don't know how I was able to keep drawing when my drawings look like this. I don't know. Let me tell you, back then I was so depressed. I was like praying, please, please, make me good, make me good. I just want to draw the face, man. Just let me draw the face. Every day, every night. Please, I want to be a god artist and start flexing all my skills. That actually, you know, that's why I started drawing, you know, to flex my drawing skills to other people. And, you know, I haven't really gotten to that point yet, I would say. Anyways, we have this pose. I sucked at drawing poses, so usually I stick with the heads. Same character. Look at how many times I drew this character. I just keep drawing her. I'm obsessed, I'm telling you. I was really obsessed with this weird manga. It was like some gender swap manga. I don't know, man. I haven't read that in like years. Jesus. Oh yeah, I have this Hatsune Miku. Now, let me tell you, this is from, I think, Channel, like when he first made like a video of ooh wee, you know, that song. And when I drew this, I was really depressed because, you know, the way he draws Miku looks so simple and easy. And then I drew it, I'm like, wait a minute, this is really hard. Like, really hard. So I was like, wow, I suck. Because this thing that looks so easy is super hard for me. But, you know, I did, I guess, a good job. We have this guy. Who was this? Was this? I think this is Shinobu from, yeah, I don't know. We have this. I was really proud of this copy drawing. And then, you know, I showed my brother, and then he just, boom, crosses out like my masterpiece here with an X. I was like, man, how could you do such a thing? I have this characters from Webtoons. I think this is Megumi. As you can see, she looks nothing like Megumi. But, you know, was I even improving? I think I'm improving with the Hatsune Miku. I think this is also Hatsune Miku. Wow, I think it is. And wow, it does not look that good. Let's see. Oh, so unfortunately, as you can see here, I'm doing a lot. As you can see, there's kind of a noticeable jump in skill because unfortunately, I did get a drawing tablet where I just drew a bunch on the drawing tablet. Now, I don't draw digitally anymore because I I, I thought, people are like, oh, the drawing tablet won't make you better, but let's be honest, you have that undo button and everything, but so I thought it would make me better, but actually what the drawing tablet did was make me worse at drawing. And I was, as you can see, there's a pretty big time skip. I was never able to do this. So I got really good at copy drawing, and these are just doodles from my high school class. But what I'm saying is I used the drawing tablet for a while, but then I got really depressed because my PC shut down and I was using the free trial of Clip Studio Paint. So none of my artwork got saved, and I was like, you know what? Digital art sucks. I'm just gonna continue with traditional. And that's why I have such a big sketchbook here. I'm pretty proud. These are, like I said, these are my high school doodles. High school. Yeah, I started drawing pretty late into high school, maybe my junior year. So can you imagine my misery drawing these awful characters in high school? Like, I couldn't let anyone know I was drawing it. Okay, this is a pretty big time skip, but I was doing these copy drawings. I got really good at copy drawing from digital. As you can see, I'm still not that good. I do think it's a bit unfortunate I lost all my stuff from digital, but whatever. I have this from a manga, a webtoon that I read. I have no idea what this is, and I was trying to do some poses here. Wow, the difference, man, from back then is crazy. So I just keep doing more of these copy drawings. So I was like, I really want to, I got good at copy drawing the face. You know how I was praying every day to make the face. Now I'm praying every day to make the body. So here we are. And at this, I also tried doing hands, but like, I don't know, man. Never touch hands ever again. So we did this body. I was really proud of this. I mean, look at this. I spent so much time. I made this and it just looks awful to me now, but pretty proud of it. Made these bodies and, more Hatsune Miku with her enlarged forehead. And I have no idea who this is. Bochi the Rock, I was pretty obsessed with Bochi. Oh God, as you can see, I'm only good at copy drawing. So I was really insecure about that because even though I was copy drawing, it still didn't look good. Like this doesn't look good. And if I tried drawing without the copy, it would look worse than this. So I was pretty depressed. Oh, I think this is from Akaku City Actors. Blue hair girl. Don't know her name. More bodies, Gargura. Not a big VTuber fan. I don't really watch YouTube videos anymore. We have another gender bender manga. I was pretty obsessed with those. More manga stuff. I think this looks really good, not gonna lie. But I was really, around this time period, I was really depressed and burnt out. I could barely draw at all. I'd be drawing like once a week, bro. It's awful. So we go in, we have these, I think this is Gargara again, these awful poses, but not gonna lie, these kind of look good, maybe not. More of that manga character I was obsessed of. I think I should start spinning through, but oh yeah, this is what I'm telling you, the Hatsune Miku, where I don't know if you've seen the channel thing where she's like in a music playlist. I was really depressed when I made this. I mean, because I'm telling you, his art style is so, I would say, it's so simple and it looks so easy to draw. But that is just an accumulation of like, bro, that guy's like so good at drawing. But at the same time, it looks so simple and easy to do. But clearly it's not, because I can't even do that. I did the boxes. So I draw a lot of these boxes, and I'm gonna be honest, they're not very helpful because, a lot of artists say, oh, draw with simple shapes, but they don't tell you um, to actually learn how to draw the simple shapes. So, it doesn't really help. I'm trying to draw a body when I don't even know how to draw a box. So that's how it is. I should have learned how to draw a box, but I would say I was leveling up my observation skills. So, but I never really got better at copying until later on. So we just kind of stay at the same level here, not being able to draw without reference, not being able to draw a body. But I persisted, kept trying out new things. Chara, I have no idea who this is. I speed along. Oh, bro, let me tell you, when I was drawing these legs, I thought they looked so good, man. I was like, yo, I see the 3D. It looks 3D. I'm thinking in 3D. I'm no longer thinking it's flat. Clearly, I was not cooking. Yeah. You know what? A big issue with my drawings is that they all looked very flat. I really like the fundamentals of form. But I was able to create these cool copy drawings like Shinjo Gahara here. I was really proud of this, but at the same time, there's a lot of mistakes here. But I was pretty ambitious, I guess, with this, and it turned out, pretty good for my skill level. I mean, if you look at these aren't that good. Like I said, I was pretty burnt out. Burnt out most of the time. Like I said, I was like, oh, I've been drawing for, I guess, a couple months now. Maybe not a couple months. And I still can't make anything good. Like, I was super insecure about it. We have Shinobu here. Although with these drawings, I was like, yo, I'm cooking. So, oh yeah, I haven't like this traced. I've never really traced. I traced just, just to see if I traced like once, just to see if it was possible to even like, cause you look at these artists online and you're like, these mangas online and you're like, is that even possible to draw on paper? They're so good that you think it's genuinely not possible. You think they're like a god. So I had to trace just to make sure I could even achieve this level of skill, But yeah, we go on. I was studying heads. Again, I should have studied a cube because I could not draw in 3D. Biggest issue. I was always drawing. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. I was always looking for a flat, like the viewer looking at the screen flat. I could not draw like 3/4. Any different angle, bro. What a rollback. Nowadays, I can't even. I always make sure to draw like 3/4. Like, got a lot better. Oh, here we go. Art Senpai was doing some bodies here. Let's skip along. Oh, dude, no, I did perspective. Wow, I was studying perspective. Bro, let me tell you, I studied these boxes. I was like, yo, because I saw that guy, Zufi, he said, oh, I study perspective. I've seen a lot of people who say, oh, study perspective. I study perspective like once. I'm like, oh, I'm the genius. I know how to make shapes now, I make this awful Steve drawings. I know how to draw shapes, so I'm like, yeah. I should have learned how to draw boxes, but let me take another water break. I'm pretty thirsty. Yeah, I would say it wasn't really yikes. I mean, if you look at these not only do they not look 3D, good lord, but they look awful. Anyways, I don't know what I was thinking saying, oh, I know how to draw 3D when I don't. Here are more, oh, dude, I think this is when I was starting like kind of gesture drawings. But whatever. I was drawing more Hatsune Miku. I liked Hatsune Miku at this time. I still do. I really like Hatsune Miku, but I was listening to a lot of Vocaloid because I started listening to Vocaloid. So here's a lot of Hatsune Miku. We kind of had the face review here. I took like a selfie of myself, shirtless, whatever, can't draw clothes. And I tried drawing it with a pen. I've never used a pen before, but whatever. Ooh, dude, this looks pretty 3D, I remember I made this. I was like, yo, this looks 3D. It's pretty 3D. You have Miku. Wow, a lot of Mikus. I think there's another Miku. I was like, bro, I was so proud of this no reference. I was like, I'm cooking. We have like some wolf, bro, over here. Oh, good lord, bro. I was not good. Look at this, bro. Thinking I could draw a box and dislocated legs and Jesus, it's just awful. All of these are just awful. I think you can see why I never showed these drawings to anyone. Aside from my brother, who you just look at these drawings and just laugh at how bad they were. Excuse me. This is from Kuzumari. I was like, he always advocated for perspective, and now I see why. I studied perspective later on. I didn't really understand it here. As you can see, I have no idea what I'm doing, but looks 3D enough, you know what I mean? Here I get it. I got started with doing gesture drawings because, you know, they were saying, oh, well, I don't know if it was here. Yeah, I don't think it was here when I got started with gestures, but I did gesture drawings later on because it's another thing that people say that you'll improve a lot if you do a lot of gestures. I don't know. I didn't really improve that much. So we go on Hatsune. I actually drew this in class, and I had this like weird art kid next to me. He's like, oh, are you drawing Hatsune Miku? And I'm just looking at him like all weirdly because he's just, because we're taking a test and I draw, we're not taking a test, we're taking notes. And then he just, it's a really dark room. He just comes over and looks at me and says, you're drawing Hatsune Miku? I was like, yes. And then like, it's such a weird interaction. He's like, oh, bro, that's cool. It was such a weird interaction, but you know, I did this box. Wow, what a coward I am. I drew the box in pen because I was drawing in pen. And I'm like, nah, let's continue on with pencil while we have this just random box here. But yeah, let's, oh, dude, this is from, again, Art Senpai. He was doing some poses. And, you know, I was copying a copy of a pose. So, pretty cool. I've actually improved a lot with the poses. Like, later on. Because that's like the main thing I draw now. Poses. But yeah. It's pretty interesting to see my improvement here. We have, again, more Art Senpai. It was studies that he did that I copied off his studies. So, it's great. We have perspective here. Again, I never really studied perspective that much in the beginning, but yeah, I did more perspective. I was thinking, because like, they always tell you, study 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective. Okay, I study 1 point, you know, I got to the point where I understood how to draw in perspective, but they never tell you, they never tell you to apply the perspective to your drawings. So I didn't know I was supposed to use 1 point, 2 point perspective on my anime characters. So I thought, oh, if I draw in perspective, you know, I just naturally would, I don't know, somehow intuitively learn how to draw in perspective. No, that's what the 250 box challenge on Draw Box is for. Once you draw 250 boxes, you get to that point where you can intuitively draw in perspective. But I didn't know that. That's why when I was doing the Draw Box challenge, I skipped it because, you know, I already knew how to draw in perspective. Why do I have to draw 250 boxes, you know? But now I realize, oh, that was to intuitively learn it. So that's my thought process here. These are more gesture drawings. I guess more anime characters. This is from Konosuba. No idea who you are. Thick thighs. Ooh, I think this is when I was studying Mikey Mega. Yeah, I think this is when I was studying Mikey Mega. Cube heads, more. Oh, yeah, I was on quickposes.com to do all these drawing poses, whatever. And then some random anime. Dude, I was so proud of this drawing. Let's be honest. This kind of looks good. Let's be honest. Oh, wow, page 53. I think this is an Evangelion character. These are copies from a webtoon. I was really proud of these. I mean, look at her face. Like, these actually look like anime characters, but again, they still don't look that good. So yeah, I did more copy, bro. I'm telling you, I thought I was cooking so hard. I was like, yo, I'm drawing in 3D, bro. This is not 3D. This looks so bad. These gestures look so bad, bro. But I think I was out. To be fair, are these even gestures? I don't even know at this point. But to be fair, drawing all these poses did really help me out in the long run. You know, I could not do this at the start. Whoa, that's kind of weird. That's kind of sus. But I could not do this at the start. So I did improve a lot with the poses. So here we go. More poses here. Nothing too interesting. Buff man. I think this was a Titan that was trying. I think I was trying to do the Colossal Titan here. Oh yeah, there's this weird strat where you draw a whole bunch of lines just to make the face. And yeah, I was such a weird strat, bro. Ooh, these are some mangas. I was actually kind of getting good here. Who is this person? I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. I think this is from my Chinese anime. I don't know. I don't really watch the donghwas that much. Arrow Manga Sensei. I remember this. I was pretty proud here. Again, this is like a time skip. Like all these doodles are kind of a time skip. I don't know. Do I have to censor this? I was not capable of drawing this. So here, this is like all the way through, you know, a big time skip. These are just doodles I did in high school. Doodles I did in class, I mean, because I usually drew at home. But what I did is, anytime I drew in class, I cut out the doodles and I would paste it on the sketchbook. I would, you know, like at the end of the year, I would cut out all the doodles and paste it on a page in the sketchbook. And that's what we have here, a bunch of doodles. They're good, bad, I don't know. We have part 3. I kind of decided to, I don't know, put these graph paper in. I was like pretty obsessed with making my sketchbook bigger. Not really a sketchbook, a notebook. But I ended up having to take it all out because I could not flip through the page. It was all messed up. So I took it all out and put in this binder. That's what you see here. This is actually, you know, this binder is made up of two 5-star notebooks, which have like 3 notebooks inside of them, and then I have like 100 extra pages of scrap paper. So this, if you're interested, this binder is around 700 pages long, or 350 sheets. If you're interested, of course. We have Goddess Hestia here. Goddess Hestia. I think this is a person from my class. I don't know. Moport. Wow, I cannot speak today. More poses. So yeah, 61 pages. And I keep moving the camera, so I have no idea. More poses, more anime characters. I think we should start speeding through along. Ooh, I was so proud of this Ganyu drawing I did, bro. I showed everyone this. I was like, yo, I cooked here. And I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't really look that good. Also did this Bunny Girl Senpai. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, I showed everyone this. This is so embarrassing, bro. It's not that good. We get on with Hu Tower, I think. More Genshin Impact characters. I've never played. Okay, I've played Genshin Impact once, but I just like the characters. I'm not really all that interested in Genshin Impact. So, but the characters look cool. You know, can't lie about that. The Bridge Worm. I actually did like a drawing challenge to draw a monster with my little brother because he was so obsessed with drawing monsters. So I made the Bridge Worm. And I did like a demon on the back here. We have again more Ganyu02. No idea who you are. Wow. I thought I was so good when I made this, but this looks awful. More of this. This is, I think, from the guy at the start. What's his name? I forgot. Mr. something. I don't know. I forgot, but yeah, that's how he draws his bodies. Again, This method doesn't really work well if you don't even know how to draw the basic shapes. So yeah, I could have drawn a box, yet here I am using a box to draw a person. And we have again more, ooh, I think this is Madoka Magica. I really like this one. But again, these poses look pretty bad to me. I'm not even gonna lie, these all look really bad. Why? I did not write this. This is my little brother. He put a yeah there, Jesus. Legs. Oh man. We have, bro, these are just so bad. There's nothing I can say. I was doing all of these really quick because usually I spend like 20 minutes on a copy drawing. So at the very least, these were all done quick. So, but they just don't look that good. Ooh, this looks good. I like this. This is Ganyu with like a sweater. I cannot draw clothes, but yeah. This is No Game No Life. Her head is just really big compared to her body. What an interesting pose here. Again, boxes when you don't know how to draw boxes. I should have studied how to draw boxes. I'm telling you, bro. When they say draw boxes and you'll improve, bro, you improve. I'm not even lying, bro. When I drew boxes, I improved so much. I mean, look at this. It's just terrible. Terrible. I think my biggest issue was how do I say it? Not being able. My biggest issue were all my drawings look pretty flat. So I had to. So if I studied perspective, you know, maybe I would have been better. I don't know. This is from Die Bomb. I was pretty proud of this. Yeah. More drawings here. I will find what is my purpose. My mom kind of made me write that down, so oof, I don't want to remember. To be fair, when I made all this, like I will find what is my purpose. In the end, it really did get me thinking. I was like, ooh, what do I want to do? And then I thought of drawing. But yeah, here we go. This is the end of the first. This is getting to the end of the first notebook, first 5-star notebook. So, and we were able to. I think I improved. This is a pretty massive improvement from only being able to draw faces to kind of drawing bodies. So I was drawing all these, and I looked at Mikey. I looked at Mikey Mega here, and I was just studying Mikey Mega. You know, yeah, gotta study Mikey Mega, and the Mikey Mega, you know, helped out a lot. I mean, look at his drawing process. I really liked it. I was able to draw this beautiful gyat here, and really, really thick woman. He draws them quite well. But to be honest, I didn't really stick with the Mikey Mega style that far into. As you can see, I already got rid of it here. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy to study. I was pretty obsessed with drawing tutorials. Instead of drawing, I would watch like 30 drawing tutorials. And I'm just gonna tell you, don't watch any drawing tutorials. I'm gonna say like most of them, if not all of them, are kind of a scam. Really, the best way to get better at drawing is just to draw what you like. Copy draw, and then I feel like when you hit a wall, then you should start drawing the fundamentals. But just copy draw and have fun, and you'll just naturally improve. These are all just copy drawings. I didn't really study any fundamentals here. And then later on, I felt like I was hitting a wall. That's when I studied more fundamentals, which was perspective and form. But copy drawings, I was just leveling up my observation skills, and that's what happens. You know, I was having kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, these are all depressing because I could not draw it without a reference, so I was super insecure about that. I mean, now I can kind of draw without a reference, but yeah. I felt like imposter syndrome, you know what I mean? Ooh, this is the end of the sketchbook, and you know, these look really good. I'm not gonna lie. If we ignore this, and this. In fact, if we ignore the entire page and just focus on these two, these look really good. This is the end of the sketchbook, and then my brother drew Sans, and then Papyrus pooping on his head, you know? These are old. So, I don't know when I even started these first two pages, but these are like when I was doing this sketchbook. And not gonna lie, these look really good. If we ignore this look really good. So, oh yeah. When I started drawing, I first started drawing summer of 2022. And then I believe I finished the sketchbook. Oh, I think I started, yeah. Wow, I started this whole section a year later. I spent a year on all of this. It's terrible, so yeah. I started this in 2023, summer of 2023. Which, not gonna lie, I started drawing a lot more. You know, back then, I really didn't draw that much. 78 pages in 1 year is nothing. And I think that was the main reason I didn't really improve that much. I started summer 2023. But I started I started drawing in summer of 2022. And now it's 2025. I finished this book. I finished the sketchbook, this entire thing, like 3 years. It took me 3 years to finish the entire thing. But let's move on. So I left these first 2 pages blank. So I came back like way later on, and I was doing again Mikey Mega, more stuff like that. But we have Mekaku City Actors. I was really obsessed with this character because she kind of looks like Miku. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know how I did this. Like, let's be honest. In my opinion, this is like my best drawing that I've made so far. Holy moly! But yeah, I started this sketchbook around right here, and this is where all the copy drawings are at. I would spend a lot of time copy drawing, and they're good. They look good. I spent more time on these drawings. I made Ganyu. I made Albedo. I don't know who you are. I made Hu Tao. And they're good. But like I said, if this is how it looks when I'm copy drawing, imagine what it looks without a reference. I wasn't really learning that much, but yeah. This is the point where I felt like I was hitting a wall because just copying wasn't enough. I had to learn, more stuff, the fundamentals. Here I was doing boxes, perspective, 1 page, of course. I didn't really stick with it. I had more, because, boxes are pretty boring, but whatever. I have Hatsune Miku. I have my friend's profile picture here. More random drawings. Excuse me. I think I was really obsessed with coat. I thought this looked really good. Spoiler, this doesn't look that good. I don't know what's going on with her clothes, so we have this. I don't even know what these are. It's just been a pretty long time since. What is this? Oh, head. That's just such a throwback. I got this from like those drawing tutorials where they're like 10-minute drawing tutorial, and they just draw a whole anime girl, and you're like, wow, I can't do that. I can do that now. I was able to follow along the drawing tutorial, and I made this. It looked pretty good, and we have more perspective here. Like all this perspective, I didn't really understand. I still didn't understand how to make perspective. But later on I did study it, which is where we're getting to the point of me studying perspective. Here's some more poses, but in perspective. Because I was really obsessed with this guy called Kuzumari. And he talks about, I've been drawing my entire life, but I felt like I hit a wall because he didn't have the fundamental knowledge to improve. And so I was like, oh yeah, this is another time skip when I was learning anatomy. Wow, what an empty page. This is why I don't really like looking through this binder so much. There's a lot of empty pages. So I was really obsessed with that guy called Kuzumari. So I ended up learning perspective. I studied a whole bunch of perspective here. More and more perspective. Because I just really wanted to get better at drawing. And so here we are. I was like, man, I gotta get better. So I kept doing perspective. Lots and lots of perspective. Holy moly. And I was improving, I would say. Look at these drawing exercises. These look professional. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'll skip through because not really all that interesting, a bunch of boxes, but it's my sketchbook, so yeah. And then, my biggest mistake is, I learned. At this point, I practically learned how to draw perspective, but my biggest issue is, I learned how to draw perspective, but I didn't really have the realization. So I still used some random boxes. I don't know. what I realized, actually, I didn't even use boxes at this point. I was just drawing just random stuff. I couldn't draw perspective intuitively, and I thought, okay, well, if I could do all of this, so now I'd be able to. Won't I magically somehow learn how to draw 3D intuitively? The answer was no, and that was my biggest issue. Was I never really applied the perspective to my drawings, and you'll see later on I had a big brain, like I was like, wait, if like, cause I was like, okay, I was drawing a box, cause later on I started, instead of using a circle, I started using a box. I was like, wait a minute, how do I know I'm drawing the box in the correct angle? And then I realized, oh, I was supposed to be using the perspective grid to draw anime characters. So later on, I started doing that. I started looking at these drawings, and I would trace over the original drawing, create an entire perspective grid, simplify that drawing in basic shapes, like the drawing I was referencing on, and then I would create the perspective grid on the paper, draw the boxes. I would basically deconstruct and then reconstruct on my paper. And once I started doing that is when I really started improving a lot with my drawing skills. Because back then here, like my biggest issue was, okay, I could draw these beautiful copy drawings. But I think my biggest issue was, like my biggest issue was that my drawings felt flat. And that was, I guess, the main issue here. And once I started doing that, I got better. I mean, it's not here, it's later on, but as you can see, you know, this kind of looks good. It's from Pinterest. All of these are just studies or reference or copy. Like you have not seen like a single drawing from imagination, which is fine. That's how you learn. I still copy, obviously, because I want to learn, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to improve. You know, look at these, grow. I think, but really, I think the best way to improve is just to stay consistent and draw every day. Another big issue I have is I would draw like once a week. Not like once a week. I would draw like on the weekends, and I would basically spend like an entire day just relearning everything and then learning how to draw. Like I would like relearn because I forgot how to draw because I wasn't being that consistent, and then I would have to learn a new thing. So it was really inefficient. So a big suggestion is to draw every day. But I know it's pretty hard. But if you draw every day, bro, you can improve. Like you can get better than me right here. This is already like a year and a half into drawing. You can get better than me in less than a year, if we're being honest. But yeah, Jesus, this is just awful. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what I was doing here. More stuff, gestures, I guess. I'll keep moving on, you know. Oh, it's from Chung Mao, I think. I really like this. I was studying him. I studied a lot of artists at the same time. Ooh, another Chung Mao, boxes. Again, I was really obsessed with boxes. I think this is more perspective. I was so obsessed with the boxes, like I started drawing backgrounds and everything later on into the sketchbook. That's where you get this, because I was really obsessed with drawing backgrounds. And let me tell you, bro, this background is pretty rushed, so it doesn't look that good in my opinion. But backgrounds are kind of easy, man. I didn't draw this from imagination. This is from a study, but they're kind of easy to draw, if I'm being honest. And the only issue with backgrounds is this took like 7 hours. Like I've never spent that much time on a drawing, but they're kind of easy. I'm not gonna lie. Because they're just basically, if you follow a perspective grid with the background, bam, you make it. I was like, oh, take it slow, because I was always rushing with my drawings. But I mean, look at this. I think you can imagine how I felt. Like I've been drawing like more than a year now, and this just looks terrible. This is a copy drawing, and this looks terrible. This all looked terrible, man. Like I was super depressed. I was drawing once a week. I'm telling you, like, that's why I didn't really improve that much during this era. Oh, But this is when I figured out, oh, I was supposed to use the perspective grid, and this is where I had that big boom. At least I think. I don't know. And this is where, yeah, I think this is it. Look at how immediately my drawings just look a little bit more 3D compared to like this. This looks so flat, but then I use the perspective grid here. I use the boxes, I use the cube, and they just look so much more better just already. And instead of copying, I was, how do I say it? I was learning how to draw it without the reference. So when I started using the cubes for the head, the torso, that's when I really started learning how to get good. I mean, just look at how awful this is. Her head is just absurdly big. I was so bad with proportions. Her head is just massive. Like her head, it's not even, it's supposed to be like half the size of this. Jesus. I was really depressed with this. This looks awful. More like, look at the difference. I'm telling you, man. I was so bad. Like, I couldn't show anyone this. Like, I couldn't show anyone this. Like, man, it's just terrible. But yeah, I still kept doing perspective because Kuzumari, I was really obsessed with him. And I'm so glad I was learning perspective, bro. I mean, wow, I really like this. This is from like an animation or something. I don't know. More poses, more stuff. And we get to, I believe, the end of the video because it says, okay, this marks the start of my anatomy journey. Suffering, pain, pretty cringe. So you know how that thing where it says all roads lead to Rome? So I may have ended up, for the rest of this sketchbook, I may have ended up just using hentai to reference everything. And not gonna lie, it was a pretty good idea because I did learn a lot. It was a lot easier than drawing animes and clothes, but like, yeah, I can't really show most of that. I can show you like some bits and pieces. I have like this beautiful background here, and Jesus, beautiful background. This is when I was pretty obsessed with drawing backgrounds. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to show anymore, unfortunately. So I'll skip to my high school doodles. I'm really ashamed of this, so don't flame me. Ooh, maybe I could find a cool drawing. Maybe I could find a cool drawing. I believe it's right here. Yeah, it's right here. So I have this really cool drawing of, you know, Ragna Crimson here. I really like this one, but yeah. Not much I can show. But I'll show you this. What's this? These are my high school doodles, I guess. This is like random, so some of these are like really old, and some of these are pretty more perspective. These look really good, and then you flip the page, and you're like, good lord, this is just horrible. I'm telling you guys, I was really bad. Really, really bad. But yeah, you know, I did improve a lot. And I'm pretty happy. You know, here are some more doodles. This is a good example to show you my skill level. Some of these were from imagination, some of them weren't. Now we get to the, I think this is really interesting. So I would tape I would cut and then tape all these sketches. And you know, some of these look good and some of these I have to censor, unfortunately. Drawing of, I'm telling you, I was really obsessed with perspective. I drew so many thumbnails, backgrounds. Look at this, it's crazy. And then I have a lot more doodles here. Again, another background. More doodles. I really like these doodles. These are just doodles on my worksheets because I never really did my work. I don't know, I was really lazy, so I would always just draw. Oh, these are my old anatomy. Look at how bad they look, bro. Oof. Oof. Old bodies. Again, more doodles. Excuse me. I bombed a test and I made this, and then my teacher was like, I didn't study, and then he said, it can help. Dude, this is such an old drawing. This is when I like first started drawing. Like, look at this. I was trying to draw from imagination because I was really obsessed with this one character that I kept drawing. But yeah, more of this. I was really depressed. In art class, I pretty much failed art class, all of my art classes. Not failed, but like I didn't really try because I was so depressed. I mean, because I was like, oh man, I'm not good, and because I'm not good, I don't feel like trying. But I did save these because my teacher was like, oh, it's nice to see blah 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 blah. These were not good. I'm telling you, like, look at this. This ain't even a background, bro. I'm telling you, if I had to, like, if you flip the page, bro, look, I was able to start drawing backgrounds that looked like they were actually backgrounds. But if I was able to be in that art class today, bro, I'd be so cracked. I'm telling you, bro. I would be so cracked. But yeah, again, really old stuff here. Flip outs because they were double-sided, unfortunately. They didn't look that good. More backgrounds here, and I think that's it. I will not show the rest. Maybe I'll upload the entirety of my sketchbook to something like Pixiv or Twitter. You know, 18 plus, I don't know. It's not really, never really, because, you know, hentai. I was studying from hentai. You know, not gonna lie, it's pretty interesting to study from hentai, but yeah, I believe this is around the end of my sketchbook. Oh yeah, I could show you my old Mikey Mega studies I had here that look really good. Let me just take this out. Let me find it here. Yeah, this is compared to this. This is like a year difference. I was studying Mikey Mega. Well, I was pretty proud of a lot of these stuff. I really like the if you want to see, you know, but yeah, that's around the end of the video. But I'll show you, because I did finish this sketchbook and I'm working on this new one. I'll show you. This is, again, lame. Let me see the video. This is like how thick the binder was. This is really thick. As you can see, really big binder. But I have this sketchbook right here that I'm working on, and it's just massive. Like I've done, 60 pages, more than 60 pages, and that's it. This has 600 pages, and it's so massive. Like I'm not finishing this anytime soon, but here we go. Let me see if I can adjust the video so you can see the entire book. So I was supposed to do a really big background of Dead Demon Destruction. Like there's a big manga panel where there's like a spaceship over a city. But this is already a couple hours into it. I was like, man, I'm lazy. I can't do this. So eventually I'll finish this, but yeah, I won't. And I have this beautiful webtoon studies here that I'm really proud of. Let me just take my phone out of my kickstand here. Just like really proud of some of these studies. This is my drawings now from today, I guess. Some of them. I also started drawing in, let me find the page, in ink as well. This is my first time drawing in ink without because usually I would draw a sketch, but this is just me raw dogging it with ink. If you want to see, some stuff. And I think that's it. Not much else I can show. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I'm a bit better than these. These aren't really all that good, but yeah. This is the end of the video. Finally made my first sketchbook tour. Took an hour. Jesus. Goodbye.